Hi guys, this is Sumit K. Welcome to my channel, The Cloud Baba. Today I'm going to talk about shared VPC. Here is the agenda. What is shared VPC? What are the terminology behind the shared VPC? We will see various component around the shared VPC. How does shared VPC works? And we'll also cover shared VPC and versus VPC pairing difference. And we'll see shared VPC single and multi-host host projects. And we'll also see the demo. All right. So, so what is shared VPC network, right? So shared VPC is nothing. It is a traditional. It is a standard VPC, but it is a shared in nature. Okay. So shared VPC allow an organization to connect resource from multiple project to a common VPC, right? So here in this design you can see that you have an organization, right? And you have a shared network. It is again a VPC, but it is a shared, right? So this shared VPC is this shared VPC network is hosted in a host project. So wherever you deploy this shared VPC, that project will be called as a host project. Okay. And these three projects are the consumer project. You can have multiple number of service project. So basically the shared VPC works on host and service project model, where host project is something where your shared VPC network is hosted, and service project is something where your compute engines and all your resource will be hosted. But for network and IP allocation, these projects are dependent on the shared VPC network. Okay, so basically it requires a designated project as a host project and attach one or more service project to it. So why do we need shared VPC? Like what issues or challenges that we are going to solve? So basically, if you have standalone VPC, let's say in every project, in every service project, it is very difficult to manage, right? Because every time network admin has to log into each and every project and manage all these VPC network, subnets, routing, firewall. So this is something a, a difficult task for and tedious task for the network admin. So basically with the shared VPC, it allow your administrator to delegate administrative responsibilities such as creating and managing instance to service project admins while maintaining the centralized control over network resource like subnets, routes, and firewalls. Okay. Okay. So terminology like so as I said, for shared VPC you must need to have an organization. So organization is nothing. It is a top level container. It is the root node of the GCP resource hierarchy, right? So if I show you here, I can show you this is your organization, right? It is a top level, right? Project, again, project is okay. So here's the second, but you cannot create a shared VPC without organization. Please note it. You cannot create a shared VPC if you do not have an organization. Then shared VPC option will be disabled for you. Now, what is a project in terms of shared VPC? So I told you like there is a host project and there is a service project. Host project is something where your shared VPC network is hosted, and service project is something that participate in the shared VPC and attached to the host project. Okay. So shared VPC network, it is a normal VPC but shared in nature, right? And it can be shared to the across service project. Now there is no way to share which subnet to which project. This separation is handled by shared subnet permission, which means once you share the subnet from the host project, it is shared with the each, I mean, all the service project. The how you can handle the separations and permissions, that is done by the shared subnet permission. I'll show you when we cover the demo. Okay. Okay. Next is What is shared VPC? So it is, this is a official definition. Shared VPC allow organization to connect resource from multiple project, multiple service project to a common virtual private cloud network which is hosted in the host project, so that they can communicate with each other securely and efficiently over the internal IP address. Okay. Okay, now when you use shared VPC, you designate a project as a host project and attach one or more service project to it, right? So the VPC network in the host project are called a shared VPC network. An eligible resource from service project can use the subnet in the shared VPC network. So here is another diagram where you have a shared VPC which is in the host project. Can you see that? And these two subnets, right? These two subnets are shared with the service project. So once you share the subnet, it's shared with all the projects, right? But here you can control the permission at the subnet level. So see, if you deploy anything here, any compute engine, it will be hosted here, but the ultimately the allocation of the network is coming from shared VPC, right? And the host project can also be connected to your on-prem network via the cloud VPN, basically, or with the interconnect, right? So, what are the benefits of the shared VPC? It is centralized network administration, right? So your network team will manage all the routings, firewall rules, network subnets from the central project, right? So they don't need to log into each of the service project. They will manage it from this project only. And you can delegate administrative responsibility rights. Let's say your application owners, you can delegate the administrative responsibility to each owners, so that they will manage their compute part and network team will manage their network part. Enhance security, yeah, obviously it will also enhance the security, right? And simplified management, since your network is in a different central project which is in host project, and your application are running in a service project, so it provides a simplified management, right? So how does shared VPC work? So basically you have a single host project is created that contains all of your network resource, right? And the other projects are called the service project that will be attached to your host project. And and those subnets, whatever subnet that you will create, you can share it with the service project. Even if you don't want to share, you can keep it isolated. That shared admins, that sorry, shared VPC provides, right? If you don't want to share any subnet, you can keep it isolated, right? So here, let's say an application team, let's say this application team a member wants to have access to this subnet. So here the network admin or shared VPC admin will provide as a permission to this user at the subnet level. So only this subnet will be visible to this user, right? So let's say another application team member in service C project wants to access this subnet. He cannot access, he cannot see this subnet because the permission is only applicable to this user, right? Okay. Oh, one thing, please keep in mind, a project that participate in the shared VPC is either a host project or a service project, right? So a project can't be both host project and a service project at the same time, right? This project, host project, can't be a host project and service project at the same time. Okay, difference between shared VPC and VPC peering. If you have watched my VPC peering video, wherein I show you like how VPC peering works. So VPC peering is something. Let me draw some. So VPC peering is something wherein you connect two VPC network. Okay, you connect two VPC network. This is VPC one and this is VPC two. Right? You connect bidirectional, right? And that, so they are the standalone VPC, right? You can connect it. But in shared VPC, what you have, you will have this shared VPC, right? And you can have a and where you have this VPC. This is shared VPC project. Basically, this is a host project, and this is your shared VPC, and it will be shared with the multiple projects. It will be shared with the multiple projects, right? It's a project one, project two. Now, if you have two shared VPC and if you want to connect these two shared VPC, maybe so let's say you have another VPC here, another shared VPC. So you can connect a peering, right? You can connect a peering between the shared VPC as well, right? So that is the only difference. So shared VPC versus VPC peering, this is some basic difference. So if you see shared VPC, it is it is so shared VPC across organization. No, shared VPC doesn't work across organization, but VPC peering, yes. Let's say if you have VPC in one organization and VPC2 in another organization, you can at least simply peer it. Okay, shared VPC work within the project? No, shared VPC work across the project. However, the VPC network peering works can be works within the project as well. Network administration, it is a centralized, it is a decentralized, right? So here, if we talk about centralized, then we have organization admin, shared VPC admin, security and network admin, and then you have the project owners. Here you have the organization admin, then you have security and network admin, right? In each project, can you see that? This is the difference. And here you have security and network admin for all the project. It is a central. For all the project, it is a central, right? But here it is a it is different for the different project. So the administration and management is pretty complex here, right? Now, how to set up shared VPC? We'll see this in demo. It is relatively a simple process. You must have an organization with two or more projects. You need to create a host project, or you can use existing project as a host project. Some permissions that you need to enable and disable shared VPC. And once the host project is created, you can attach the service project to the host project, right? By default, every subnet is exposed to every service project unless explicit permissions are not set to each subnets, right? So let's. All right. So now I am into my Google Cloud Console, and we are going to set up shared VPC. So here I have a VPC network, VPC1, which is already created with two subnets. You can see that two subnet, one subnet in Delhi region, and the second subnet is US Central. Okay, so I'm going to use this VPC1 as a shared VPC. So in order to set up the shared VPC, you need to go and select the shared VPC, and then click on Setup Shared VPC. So the project ID, it's going to be uh, this 388908 triple four time 18. Okay, so this is going to be my host project. So it says like this project becomes the host project. Now, which like select a subnet. Now, which subnets that you want to share? I want to share my custom subnets, right? These are the default VPC, and I'm going to use my default, not the default, the custom subnet, right? So continue. Let's take one project, this one. Okay. Okay, and attach project. This project is attached. Okay, and you have these two subnets. If you select these subnets, you will see. Just to keep in mind that all whenever you share the subnets, all the subnets are shared with all the attached project. So how do you control which subnets to share with which project? It is all controlled by using the permissions, right? So let's say I want to share this subnet one to my one of the user. Let's say Disha K is one of my user from the application team, and she wants to deploy some application and she need access to the shared VPC. How do you give this access to this user? So you're gonna select the subnet, add this principal here, okay, and here you need to select um, compute network user, okay. So this user now can see this subnet. On the second subnet, I am saying, uh, let's say a user is Amit K. He's from the another development team or application team. Now he also wants to access. He also wants to deploy his application in the same subnet or in the same VPC, but in the second subnet. So I'm gonna give him the permission on second subnet. Uh, Not this user. I'm gonna copy this user. Okay. Oh my, come on, it's not copying. No, it's fine. Select the user, compute network user, and save it. So on subnet one, um, you can see the permission level. You have to select this and show permission panel, right? This is subnet one, and if you see subnet two, here you have this user. Okay, now to test it, I am already logged in with Amit K. Okay, now what do you think? This user, how many subnets this user will going to see? So I am into my service project. Okay, if you log in, go to VM instance. So I into my service project and I want to create an instance. Let's instance one, US Central. And if I go onto the networking section, you need to select the second option, network shared with me. So you'll see subnet to US Central, right? You can see that. Now let's change the region and see if this user is able to see the first subnet. Let's check. See, unable to fetch subnet in this region. Why? Because if you go back to the host project, because I only shared this second subnet to my Amit K user, okay, and that is the only reason he's not able to see. Now, what if I assign Amit K here? Okay, now we'll see. So now I shared both the subnet with this user. You can see that, right? Now go back to the service project, refresh this. So come here again. You're gonna select the region. Earlier, this user was not able to fetch the shared VPC in Delhi region. Now he should be able to because the permission has been allowed. Okay, network shared. You can see that, right? So you can create a instance, right? In a similar way, you can log in with this with another user, and whatever subnet that has been shared with the user, in that subnet only the user can install. And what is the issue? Oh, this user role is not there. No worry, we will fix it. This user role is not there, so I have to give this role here. This role is required, right? Let's create it again. uh, let's make it tele. This time you should not face any error. See, permissions are very important, and permissions plays a very crucial role in enterprise organization level, right? So um, right now this instance will be deployed without any error. You can see that, right? So let's delete it because I don't need it. This is just for the demo. Similarly, you can log in with the another user and check the and and validate the permissions and everything. So my shared VPC is created, and you can go ahead and create the firewall rules. You can maintain the firewall rules here. You can maintain the routings here, and the service project is going to. So let's say if you gotta get a new project, let's say application team. Yeah, you have a new application team, and they want to deploy their application into new project. Then what happened? They will create a new project, right? And they want shared VPC in order to deploy the compute engine. So what you want to need to do, you need to attach this service project here. Just click on the attach project and attach the project, and by default all the subnets will be shared, and you can control it, right, with the right permissions.